Post.
Right? So this is it. Understand your market.
So,
Yes, sir.
so. Oh my God.
Understand the market. See, it is frustrating when you are trying to sell to everybody. When you are trying to do what? Sell to everybody. Now, do you know that there are certain ministers that are supposed to say, I want to invite this person to come. And everybody will like, because I want to invite another people like, wow! You know the difference? The other person, we are not his market. Now notice that people are not buying from you does not mean you are not buying.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Oh my God. People are not valuing me. People are not buying from me.
You get? It does not mean you're not valuable. It just means that you are engaging with the wrong. You get with the wrong. So look for the place that is meant for you.
If the people are not buying from you, it's a signal for two things. Right? It's a symptom of two things. So the first thing is either you are not actually communicating your value.
Yeah.
So people cannot buy a value if it's not communicated. Alright? Or they don't, it is not value to them.
Yeah.
So it's either of those two things.
Let me give you an example with building, house finishing. Now, do you know that every client that we met and that we still meet and we keep meeting, we discover that all of them have different value system. And when so, and that is why sometimes before we write quotation or project proposal to any client, while we are doing the inspection, we try to initiate conversation. Now, the person may not know what we are trying. What we are trying to do is that we are trying to understand what is valuable to the person. That becomes our selling point. For instance, there are people that value durability. They don't want to play with durability. You get? Then while other people, they are just more of let's manage it. Let's just, right? They're able to have the mindset of do it once and do it forever. You get like, once you get the problem solved, you know that you have solved that. Before you are coming back to it again, it should take a very long period of time. While there are other people who believe that, okay, let's just do something for the now. I've had this problem with some clients. Sometimes, for me, I'm a person that I would love to do something for you and it will stand the test of time, right? So when I'm selling, when I bring the proposal to you, I'm always bringing it in such a way that what we want to do will last. Like so last. It's not like I don't know how to do it the other way around. You get it? And I'm coming to discover that sometimes you'll be finding difficult. Now, if you are speaking to the right client that also have similar value, it is easier to convince.
Yes.
You get the point? Mm-hmm. That is because the kind of value you want to offer is what is valuable to the person. I'm glad to use a real life business situation. So here I am telling you something. You want to print this surrounding, for instance. Now in printing we have different quality of pens. We have different types of pens too. Now, one of the types of pens we have is emotion. Now, under emotion, we have different quality of emotion. We have standard emotion, which is the minimal, the mostly used, right? Like what you have here now is quality emotion. We have premium emotion, then we have matte. You get? Matte is also an emotion, is also an emotion paint, but it's just another quality of its own. Now, if, for instance, I speak to a client and I tell that what the client value is what is durable, right? I will send back to the person. You get the point? Why will I send back to the person? If you get a good mat or a water sheet mat, the paint is this. is you can be rest assured that in the next 5-6 years, you don't have a need to reclaim that space. You get the point? Why? Because it has the ability to withstand weather resistance and whatever that will make them to fail. But here's another person who all the person cares about right now is that you know people don't mind plenty their house every year. When I meet such a client now, and I'm trying to say sometimes the cheapest match you can get sometimes a drum is around 45,000-50,000. Right? Whereas that one drum can get like 3 drums of the standard emotion. And here I'm trying to say such an idea to a place that it just to play this place as cheap as possible, but you don't mind doing it every year. And I'm trying to say the idea of using expensive pens that will be durable. So my idea now is that, sir, this thing you are doing every year, you can actually do it once until the next 5 years. Right? And I'm trying to convince the person it is cheaper because if you are paying this every year, you pay me every year to come repent it. But if we buy this material now and do this thing once, you would not have to pay me for the next. See, when you are in that place, you are just. So what do you have to do? Read the person, understand, and many people are understand the psychology of every client. And you know that a lot of people are emotional bias.
Yeah.
Hope you know that. A lot of people are emotional, very, how they feel like. They don't even care about what the benefits you are saying. They don't like what you are saying. They don't like you get. So when you have a client and you are trying to convince, or let me give you an example. There are people that don't like red colors. There are certain colors that don't just make sense to them. And each time you say, if you are always doing flyer for, and the person is always complaining, go and ask yourself. Go sometimes it will amaze you if you go and check maybe 5 flyers you have sent to the person and you check all the 5. You may see something that is common to the 5. That may just be what the person is not liking. It may just be that you are color grading or you are having a certain color that is not okay for the person. There are people that have problems with black. Don't paint their house with black. Don't try, they can arrest you. No, on a serious note. Funny enough, they will tell you use any color. So start like, how would you know when they say yes, okay, sir, when you say any color, like which color?
Yeah, which color you did
Or sometimes you not say samples to them. Let me just quickly through this while we are in this very conversation. When you are doing business with people, please don't make any decisions on behalf of your client without involving your clients. Even though he puts me in a place to make that decision. You know what? At the end of the day, he's the one actually making the true decision. For instance, you send the flyer to a person, and the person is okay. It's not because you said he's okay. The flyer will stay because he said. The client has the financing. Right? So, in business, there are battles you don't need to fight. You get? Don't fight those battles. Just rest. Rest. Communicate their value. Find out what is valuable to them. And do what? Run your business around it. And it's that for each customer, sometimes even the value may be a little bit. It may be a tweak. So sometimes don't do copy and paste. Because that it works for A, it may not work for B. You get? You may not have to change your business model, but you may have to change your communication. Right? You may have to change how you communicate words. Hope you know that.
Yes, sir.
For instance, the driver that will buy your food because you are telling that the food is sweet, it's tasty. Right? But when a person has exceeded 40 years, 50 years, food is tasty is no longer enough reason for him to buy your food. He wants to hear that the food is healthy.
That's right.
Right?
You better know what you're pushing.
So know what you are preaching. So if let's say who came to you, and you know the funny thing, you can be selling the same thing but preaching, but what you are preaching, so what you are preaching is what is valuable to them. It's what we have been saying since. For instance now, assurance, right? Yes. If assurance wants to if now, is more whether by default, is more interested in how healthy the food they become before his health. That is because of the demographic that it fits in, where he is right now in terms of age, likes and all that. That's the reason why a lot of the junk food are being bought by young people.
True. And so you cannot sell junk food and be targeting older people.
So if your business is junk food, you are already wrong if you are targeting is older people.
True. So you must have a demographic profile.
Yes. Let's say for instance now, the line of business I'm doing, I'm now coming to markets to gift, and I've never bought a land.
I do PUP work.
Well, there's a market that I will do with gifts, and I will do to gifts, right? At different level.
And it's not going to, yes.
There is. For instance, I don't imagine that building houses tomorrow and it's not my company running the finishing. I don't understand how. See, all of you are potential clients, and I will treat you as such. And I will not show the relationship, but it pays off.
Say Dr. Daniel that said it that way. He said everybody is a potential client.
And guess what? That gift may not have a land yet. Does not mean that gift does not know who has a land. So listen, sometimes when you are doing marketing to people, what you are marketing for may not be for them to buy. It may be that you need their relationship. You know that if gifts believes in what I do, anyone who believes in gifts will believe in what I do.
Yeah. Trust can be transferred.
Trust can be transferred. That is the reason why many of us don't communicate what we do to certain people because we feel people don't have.
Yeah.
But that person, I was doing financial some years back, and Apostle was teaching, and he said something that the miracle that you are trusting God for is 4 people away. That is the highest distance. That is the highest, at least 4 people away. And you are the first person. So there are other 3 persons in shape. At most.
So it can be less than 3.
It can be the next person. Let me give you an example. This month, MH Metal we've done a job this month. And how did we get the job done? We just closed the service and we're just coming out. One of the lady that once in a while she comes around. And the usual me. One of the way I sell what I do is by talking about it. That has been my strongest marketing strategy. I push it. After I push it, I take your contact and I send it to something. I pick your eyes with it. After that, I will keep tagging you. Don't make mistake and say you like one particular thing. Anytime I post that thing, I must remember you. I will tag you. I don't know what I don't know. I just said the entire system. But I also know that I don't have all the resources to push it. So I said, okay, many people are interested in making money. They want you get some. I opened it up. Emmanuel today is part of my business, and Emmanuel only setting. If me the one begins to make, and we are getting there. We started, and it's like, oh, mama, we have been shaking here and there, and we are in a more better position now, and it keeps getting better, right? And this is it. Like you said, social capital. I use social capital. I did. And of course, as a believer, we will never downplay the hand of God in things. You get? You can never downplay the hand of God in things. It's just that when we come to that, probably later in the evening, we are going to look at the spiritual aspects of these things, and we'll flood it out too. You get? But right now, let's stay here. Listen. Don't always want. I don't know how much I can feel because it's a problem. We just want to own it alone. You want to be, but it does not work like that. Do you know, Emmanuel, that it is more profitable that you own 50 businesses that gives you maybe 50% of the profit that you own only so you have 100%. Right?
So let me ask a question. Just, I don't want to, but let me ask a question. Who is the owner of Tesla?
Yeah.
Elon Musk. That's what you say, Abi. How many portions of
Elon Musk?
You see that it's not, probably not even up to 50%. He don't even own half of the company. He does not even have the highest share, but he's the owner of the idea. He does not have the highest. Like if Tesla is making money now, he's not the one making the highest
money
from the company. That's how wealthy people work. Everything is not their money.
You get it, point. So, have the idea, leverage our relationship. Another way to also get money is by doing what? Taking what? Credit.
Yes, taking credit. Yes. Sorry. Yes. So do you take loans? Yes.
So loan is not a bad idea. In fact, there is no businessman that will not take loan. There is a point in their life. We just made some move right in our business, and I took a loan. Take a loan. And next month, I'm really beginning to like taking. No, it is someone I do the business with other people's money.
Actually,
While gathering my money.
Actually, sorry, I did not add that. It's better to do business with other people's money than your own money. Yeah. Okay. Let me explain.
Have you wondered if you broke, all right?
Now the other person money blue.
Now you blue. No,
You have
that is why you have to. We are talking about business.
I think
Right.
people who are borrowing other people's money, they don't really understand the concept of business,
borrowing.
right? So they don't understand. They just borrow that money, then they go and blow it. But if your mindset is more fine-tuned, because you are into keeping your integrity, you don't want to blow someone else.
No. Listen, every true businessman values integrity. You know, there's what we call credit history.
Yes.
Credit history is, in Nigeria, we may not understand that concept a lot.
Credit score.
But in abroad, your credit score or your credit history is very vital. Hope you know that. So we are not talking about you borrowing money from the loan, but what I can tell you now is like, somebody asked that question. See, the truth is this: gift, borrowing is not a sign of weakness. Borrowing does not. Many rich men, they have billions in their account, but they still go to bank and borrow. Now, you must also realize in business we have types of business, right? We have the sole proprietor, one man. For instance, now my company is a liability company registered. Now, we also have a limited liability company limited by shares, right? And then we have the unlimited liability company where you don't have a limited numbers of shares, right? Right?
Yes.
Now listen. What differentiates a woman selling akara as a sole proprietor from another man that owns a company or a limited liability company is that the business has a different entity from the owner. So you know what, when we make the statement of it is safer that you even do money from, you do business from people's money, it is because if anything happens to Tesla now, you will not go and sue Elon Musk.
If Tesla fails today, you're not suing.
They are not suing Elon Musk. It is Tesla that you are suing, right? And Tesla finance is different from Elon Musk. It's a two different thing, right? That is what say company have their own identity.
The company is a person.
The company is what?
See, that's
A
what you don't
person.
understand. The company is a person. You get, when people give their money for a business, they did not give it to you.
They give it to the company.
If the business crash, their money has gone.
Yes.
You guys
So-
do not know now the rich how they do business. That's why we need to go and stop. They don't borrow money like the way they borrow money from Lapo.
No.
They don't do borrowing of money like Lapo borrowing of money where it is you that they will not come and be dragging you. No, they borrow money on an idea. Are you there?
Yeah.
So the idea that pay, it is the idea that pays the money, not you.
Not you. You get the point now. So it's the idea. So if the business fail, the idea fail. You get it? So how does it affect you now? Because it will also affect you.
Yeah,
Because that does not put you in a place where you become nonchalant.
yeah.
Right? So how does it affect you? The owner, the originator of the idea. It is that if I give you 30 million naira to pursue an idea, after long investigation, I discover that the idea failed because we are not confident enough. What happens is that with me, your credit score is now. Let me get the point. Right? So you will not see Elon Musk push on Tesla as though he owns everything.
He owns everything. Meanwhile, you don't.
You get the point now?
Can I share a story?
Yeah.
I was listening to PK Soyo. PK Soyo was sharing a story about a particular business deal he did. He gathered investors, gathered people that they had an idea. And this idea is going to be massive. You get
It will blow.
bullish.
It will make you a billionaire in dollars
You get?
overnight.
So they put all of them gathered money, millions of dollars. And of all the investors, he was the only American, right? Yeah, he was the only American. So everything was on the social credit, social security number. Everything was on his credit score. You get, everything was on him. And then the business crashed, right? He had plenty people, all right, who had put millions of dollars into that idea, right? But the business crashed. What did he try to do? The first thing he tried to do was to save his name. That's what every wise businessman do. When a business is failing, the first thing you try to do is to save your name more than any other thing else. You get it? This is why when businesses show signs of failure, the first thing they do is they hold stakeholders meeting. So that everybody be involved, everybody start to look for a way to pull their networks. Do you understand? To save, so that it does not fall on you
At the end of the day.
at the end of the day. Do you get? So that's how you manage it. If you borrow somebody's money, you borrow somebody's money for a particular idea, and then the idea starts to show signs. You know when it has already failed, nothing just fails like that. If you have a system that just collapse all of a sudden, there's a problem. Do you understand? When it begins to show sign of failure, one of the things you must do is to first save your name. Are you there? Just make sure you pull everybody who is a stakeholder into it. Are you following me? So that everybody starts to find a way to save it. At the end of the day, it is not you. Are you there? It is not you that fails, it is everybody that fails. Do you get it? If I borrow money from assurance, and then whatever idea I use, by the way, I must first sell the idea. I must not see. Don't go and collect money from somebody just like that. Sell the person an idea. Let the person know what he's putting money for. Are you there? If I just come and collect money from you, you don't know what I'm putting in for. If by the time that thing is failing, I can't come to you. It no concern you. You Because you did not buy into the idea in the first place. Do you understand? But when you have bought into the idea and the thing is showing signs of failure, what do? I drag assurance into it. I try to drag assurance. People he has, relationship he has, lawyers he has. Are you there to save it? By the end of the day, if the thing now finally fails, everybody fails.
What is this? When we are talking about credit, taking credit, the kind of credit you will seek for depends on the kind of business you are running. When I mean, or let me say, type of business that you are registered as. For instance, if you are not in a limited liability company, you can't go to a bank. Except you want to go to the bank as a person, you get to take a loan. Of course, you bring your collateral, but if you are going, banks don't give loans to sole trader. You get, except otherwise they have a scheme or they have, because some banks they can create a certain structures in place just to sell ideas and ideas. You get, but no bank will give you assurance 10 million because you just went as assurance, right? That you want to borrow money as assurance. You get the question? So now, whether your business is a writer business or whatever you are doing, we have different credit facilities. We have microfinance, right? We now even have online banks offering loans, right? And we have so many other loans facilities. Now, when we are doing home economics or economists, we are told that loans, one of the ways that when we start it, the only way to raise money is by 2 family members, right? Now, it will also bring you back to selling your beliefs and selling the visions. The question is this: do your parents believe you enough? How do you believe? Let's assume you have a parent that have resources. Do they believe you enough to give you their resources to invest to your idea? Let's say the idea is not yet, maybe something like you can go to bank to borrow money for and all of that, right? So, because some of you now will say, but I don't have collateral, I don't have, right? And so how will I raise money? Your relationship. Gift wanted to start food business, right? And who did flyer for you? How much did you pay? You paid something. It was relationship. All the time you were cooking food and I was eating, you were paying. Right? All the time of please quickly get me this, you were what? Paying. Right? You paid. Nothing is free on earth. You are learning anything from me and you take it. It's not free. You pay. Right? You told them in JVM Atlanta, it's not free. They will pay. If they did not pay, people that came to the class paid for them. People that teachers paid for them. Right? So you understand it as people that first of all, loan is not bad. Right? If you know what you are doing, you are no reasonable person wants to just give you a loan without understanding what you want to use it for. True or true? True. Let me the person say, give me money, and the person will take. Does it work that way? It doesn't work that way. They will question you, they will try to understand what, even though they are your own parents. And it still boils down to them believing in what you want, your vision.
And I say some very, very controversial, hard truths. For me, I believe it's true too. And I will say it where I know to say it and the way that it is. Please, I beg you, don't go money to trade. As a seed, right, to bring forth. And then number 2, that's what you do too much. Do you understand? Don't build for unpredictable ventures that you don't have control over. It doesn't make sense. Do you get? You should have a level of control over it, over the outcomes.
So how do you raise money for such partnership? You get? There's a difference between I'm borrowing you my money and we are partnering with my money to do a business. Now, if I'm partnering with you to do the business fails, I'm not holding your neck because before I partnered with you, you told me the government.
Yeah.
You get the point? Like some years back, I gave these guys, I gave them 100,000. Let's give them 100,000. Right? They are making effort and okay, I believe in what they are doing. I said, okay, take. The reason I wanted today, I did not want to practice because for me, it was more like a feel like I dash you. So if you bring something, that is like over. That 100K was a good amount of money. You get. Listen guys, what he said is key. Don't borrow money to put in businesses that you cannot, you don't have control. You can't, like, there is nothing you can do so well that can save it. You get? Because forest, you can study the ground and then you can just sleep and wake up.
The market, the society.
And US dollars or one thing somewhere, we just do somewhere. And boom, everything is gone. You will explain I have no evidence. Right? So, if you have to raise money for such a thing, you must seek for partnership. There must be partnership deal, not borrowing. You understand? Partnership is when somebody brings the resources for you guys to run what? A business deal. So when there is profit at the end of the day, you share profit. And if there is also loss, you also share the loss. Any points? That is it. So borrowing is not bad. If you have the means to borrow from bank and you believe, of course, before you can even go to bank, it means you really, really believe. When I was setting up in the West London, I borrowed. The money I borrowed was over 500,000. In fact, we will end this session like this. We'll end it like this. If you don't believe in the vision, you will not be daring. I believe so much in the laundry. Now, the laundry business of is not really paying me yet to do this year. Right? It's not, but why will I still go and take more loan? I bought a phone for the laundry business yesterday. Now, no, I go borrow money, go take bank. Right? Why will I go and borrow? It is because I know, I so much believe in that business. It's just a matter of time. If you pay back every single thing. Now, when I want to start another business demand, when I want to start a business demand, I had a projection that because I've done other laundry businesses for other people, and so from previous experiences, I had a projection that okay, within the space of 6 months, I should have been able to pay back all the money I've owed, right? And I've done my studies and all of that, but only for me to start a business and 7-8 months into it, it was even this month I even paid some of the loan. And I paid some. As I'm talking, I'm using my to send a little amount of money to best also getting money from the loan when I was going to start up. Right? But what did I do? When I discovered that we are in 6 months and we are still shaking, do you want that I did? It was that as here and there I reached out to the people, no best. You get? I remember one of my brother from the Rivers, he owns a microfinance. He wants a good relationship. Right? I reached out to him then because I went by faith. Right? I told myself that I'm starting this business this time. And you know what I did? What do I have? I have some of the machines and I have some of those things already, right? And by faith, I went to look for a store. I got, the day I went to meet my current landlord, the way I was talking, it was as though I had the money somewhere in my pocket. talked with the man very confidently. After I talked, I left. I told the man that so time I'll be coming back. So that time has come and yet nothing, no provision has come in, right? So when I was just somewhere, I was in Pastor Vincent's place, Emmanuel, and then suddenly that person said, I said, why don't you reach out to this person? I just called. I said, I think so amount from you. I want you to say you get. He said, okay. Another thing is this. Like we said, it is you that people buy. Right? This person believes in me, and the person believes that for me to come meet him or something like that, then I will be able to deliver, right? I told him, the person made a transfer. I talked to the true spirit. See, I've been this kind of, it transferred to me, another 50K. I put the money together, that was how I got rent. I paid for the space. After I paid for the space, 1 month passed. I was still trusting for other resources. Now, that was it. While in the midst of gathering all of these things, someone just reached out to me and he said, I have this, I have that, I don't know if you are interested, I'll give them to you. You come and carry them, then you just do, really? The best has a generator. He had no washing machine. He had dryer. He had, you get. And these are also needed. I traveled down to hear the stuff. I checked. I took I do that with this people. The person was not around. I said, this is the imagine I became so good in man and say, you know what? How can somebody just be somewhere? Because he gave me this and he's giving me that. At the end of the day, but this was my thought process. And this was what motivated me, man. I felt like, okay, all I need to do is to start. Right? All I needed was what? To start. So if this person can help, of course I prayed about it anyways. If this person can, whatever this person is bringing can help me start, and what this person is bringing in, it is just for this single unit. Yeah, and I have a vision of having so many units. Right? So what time will it make if somebody maybe have 50% of the profit of only one unit? Of what I tend to have maybe as many units as possible. Right? I said, no problem, yes. We started. Me and this person we have an agreement that 3 months after the business, because I also felt that the business needed to be faster. Right? Emmanuel was talking about the first thing you save your name. So I said, okay, 3 months or 4 months after the business, for the first 4 months, the business will not pay anybody anything. The business will focus on strengthening the business and you get. And you know what? 3 months after the business, we are not here making profits. 4 months after, no profit. 5 months after, no profit. 6 months after, no. But what saved the name? One, accountability. I was sending reports to this person. I was letting the person know the challenges that we are what? Facing. You get the point? It was last month that that person got for the very first time something that came from his own investment. And that's like a 1 year later. Right? That is the impressive thing. Whether I like it or not, the business is already there. And as we keep doing the right thing, the business is becoming strengthened and is becoming what? Profitable. Right? I started, if I did not tell you all of this, did you know how the finance and everything came about? Right? If I didn't tell you, would you know that maybe I did not own the budget business? You will not know, right? Because what's the important is that you are able to push your vision. You get. And please, in taking loan, I want to beg you. There are some dangerous loan offer I'm seeing in the OPE, in the all this easy money. I don't understand. Please, don't take a loan that will take you from fry pan to fire. How can somebody say they want to borrow you 20,000 and at the end of the month you are paying 40 something thousand? I mean, how much was the stock sale? I didn't know that general that we had to borrow some amount of money. That was a miracle.
Yes.
That was a miracle.
I swear, I was like, Jesus.
In January, our generator just packed up. There was no light. And business had to move on. And there's no money. So what we done to me? I went to my business. I used to do business. I just went to the loan store. I just slapped it. I just saw an offer. Give you 70,000 naira for 1 month with 7,000 naira interest. But I was like, I think it was ticking.
It was blinking, he was thinking.
They was like sometimes. They're not thinking that. Then we tell me pound. He led the pound, they credited us. The last month again? No. I don't know what I wanted. I was not trying to source for another loan again. Then I went back to that same app. When I saw the offer, I knew that it was God. It was miracle that happened that first time. I just laughed. I thought this foolishness. Please, in raising money for your business, if you don't understand how it works, seek counsel. Right? Don't. Now also be careful. Not everybody that God will want them to, to buy into your vision. That offers are coming, you should jump into them. Right? So before you do anything with any offer, pray about it. Please, while you are praying, don't just lock yourself in your room praying alone. As you are praying, seek knowledge. Look for people that understand that area more than you and find out truth from them. That's Emmanuel. Somebody is offering me this offer. They want to be part of what's your business name? Gifted Hands Kitchen, right? Someone was about to be, look at what the people were saying. What do you think, sir? Right? This thing happened a lot in Lagos Lagos. A lot of our musicians accepted certain offer, and many of them even lost their life in trying to break out of it. Right? Please, all the advocates are not. You also come with training, though. Somewhere, because they will say, no worry, I don't give you the money. Money your day now. Use and trade, right? Please, don't just take and use and trade. You have a proper agreement. You get? Because if that same money move, it goes, and there is nothing to document, that same person that was claiming believes in you. The way they will take hold your shares, the way will they find you conscious, right? So what we pay at the end of the day, and please I want to say this from experience, don't have any business partnership or agreement with anybody, even a brother, without a paperwork. See, it works on the business, let them be paperwork. Don't let the emotion say, for we be brethren. No, we are brethren, no problem. But if somebody wants to mediate tomorrow, what is the evidence? What are the bases? Right? So there should be what? A paper document it. One of the laundry business I mentioned when I started, one of the partnerships I started, interestingly enough, that thing would have been paying good amount of money. But you know why? You know what? That the one that made me lose from that is because there was no proper words documentation. So how do you source some money? One, social what? Capital. Two, take advantage of what? Of credit facilities. Right? And when doing that, don't move from fry pan to fire. Take calculated risk. Another is through what? Partnership. Right? And partnership has to do with you selling your ideas to people. Then they believe in it and invest into it. They can invest into it by owning some shares of the business or profit from in business. Is that okay? So at the end of the day, all the amount of money you need for business is already in someone's account. Right? Know how to get it. And then most importantly, like Emmanuel, which I love when Emmanuel said it, like the testimony of the young lady you shared, you will come to discover that I don't have money as an excuse for not doing business is laziness. You hear that? Is what? Because there's a lot of things you need to do in business before you need money, before you need paper. Hope you know currency. Paper money is just a type of currency. Of course, relationship is currency, right? So there's a lot of things you would need. So before you begin to say, because when you meet people in London and you talk about business, what you keep hearing is, I don't get money. I don't get money, right? So before you, and listen, any reasonable person who has liquidity and wants to invest in your idea, we want to be sure that you have access, that you have done every other thing, and truly, what is left is what? Paper money. True. So maybe, and the beautiful thing is that there's a lot of business that you can do without having paper money. A lot of business. Do you know you can start sales of phone business without having sales of phones? You know that?
Yes.
All you need to a distributor that will sell for you at a low. Hope you know that. You can see. You can start selling iPhone from today now. All you need to do is to go and create you get, communicate it, and start posting it. Right? Start telling people about it. And once more, and then start studying about it, understand the workings of you get. Know all the iPhones and know all their problems. And know all the advantages. Because what the buyer wants to hear is he wants to be sure that you know what you are selling. Right? Someone will ask you, between iPhone X and iPhone this, which do you think is more better? Which do you advise you to buy? Right? You should already have answers. Right? And you know what? Once you answer that question, you already want the person. But is it clothes? You know, they are selling clothes today, right? You just cost. You place your order, you pay, and they bring it to you, they make their money. So please, I want to end with this. Money is not a problem. Money is not what?
A problem.
Money is not what?
Problem.
Money is not what?
A problem.
Money is not what?
A problem.
If you're always thinking that the problem is money, you will not make much progress. So from all we said, what do you think you need first? An idea. Right? You need what?
An idea.
And having got that, what do you do next? You start developing the ideas. So you develop that idea until the point where you now need more paper money. When you now need paper money, what do you now do? You begin to seek for what? You got to seek for partnership, loan, and then you use your social capital. Right? So while you are doing all of this, do not be hooked up on them. You do not know them. And then you gradually begin to see yourself as someone that's becoming financially established. Meanwhile, I want to tell you this. The journey of business is not a quick, how do you call it? How do you put it? A quick it's not. You get. Like you go just like you don't come blue. You will fail many times. Right? But what happens? You stand up and move. You will face ups and downs. Today you'll be excited. The next day you'll be like. But what keeps you going is the fact that you are not emotional about the process. You know what you want to achieve. And whether you feel like it or not, you go again. Whether it's not until you get what you want to achieve. So I pray for us this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. I pray for this afternoon that the ideas that we need, to position us for financial establishment and for kingdom relevance, that we have them. And as we have and receive them, we also have access to social capitals and other things that we would need to bring those ideas to life. In the mighty name of Jesus. And I also pray that God will surround us with people that believe in our vision. In the mighty name of Jesus. And I also pray that the Lord will grant us grace not to partner with people that kiss vision. We will not enter into wrong partnership in our quest to source for capital and all. We will not bring strangers into the vision that God has given to us. In the mighty name of Jesus. May we increase his sensitivity to know when to say no to offers. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Let's end it. What is the plan now? Now this one is off.